There was a time when the world danced to her beat, a time when Katy Perry wasn't just a name. She was the moment, from teenage dream to firework, from award shows to Super Bowl glory. She was the sugar-coated queen of pop with a lollipop colored vision and a voice that echoed across continents. But now the headlines aren't about her music. They're about her glitching, literally glitching like a broken animatronic at a rundown Chuck E. Cheese. Spinning in confused circles, wielding lightsabers against air vents on stage, awkwardly twerking. And falling into splits not because the choreography called for it, but because desperation did. What happened to the bold, rebellious, empowered Katy we once idolized? What happened to the girl who kissed a girl and changed the pop landscape overnight? This isn't just a story about a pop star's bad performance. This is a story of a public unraveling, of a career built on contradiction, of a woman who abandoned her roots to chase stardom, embraced values she didn't believe in, aligned herself with the wrong people, and in the end, found herself alone on stage, dancing for a crowd that had already moved on. It's not just her performances that are malfunctioning. Her entire manufactured persona is falling apart. And it all started in the most unexpected of places. A Church. Part 1, From Gospel Girl to Pop Princess. Approximately 2,000 words before the wigs. The glitter and the cotton candy brass. Katy Perry was just Catherine Elizabeth Hudson, a quiet girl from Santa Barbara, California, raised in an ultra-strict Pentecostal Christian household. Her parents, both traveling pastors, built churches across the country. Their home was filled with scripture, sermons, and gospel music. Nothing secular. No MTV, no pop stars, no rock bands, no radio. The only music I was allowed to listen to was gospel, she once said. We didn't celebrate Halloween. We didn't eat Lucky Charms because luck was of the devil. At church, she sang hymns. At home, she memorized Bible verses. Her dream was to become the Amy Grant of her generation, a gospel music icon who could inspire through faith. She was a prodigy. At 13, she learned to play guitar. By 15, she was traveling to Nashville to write and record songs. At 16, her debut gospel album, Katy Hudson, was released by Red Hill Records, but the album flopped horribly. Nobody bought it. The label folded. And Catherine Hudson, just a teenager, watched. Her dream die, but instead of turning back, she made a choice. A drastic one. She changed her name to Katy Perry, taking her mother's maiden name. She dyed her hair, left Nashville, moved to Los Angeles. And as she would later put it, I wanted to be the Amy Grant of gospel, but it didn't work out. So I sold my soul to the devil. People thought she was joking, but maybe she, as in single quotes, her next move 180. Gone were the hymns. Gone was the choir girl. In came a girl who kissed a girl and liked it. By 2008. The world met the new Katy Perry. With I Kissed a Girl. She exploded onto the scene, not as a gospel singer, but as a pop provocateur. The track was catchy, edgy, and controversial. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 weeks straight and sparked debates across the media. Some called it queer baiting. Others praised it as liberating. But one thing was undeniable. Katy Perry had arrived. Her debut mainstream album, one of. The Boys followed shortly after, delivering hits like Hot and Cold and Waking Up in Vegas. Katy wasn't just singing. She was creating a persona. Loud, colorful, cheeky, and unapologetically campy. But it wasn't until 2010 that she truly owned pop culture. That year, she released her magnum opus, Teenage Dream. And it wasn't just an album, it was a phenomenon. With help from pop masterminds like Dr. Luke, Max Martin, and Benny Blanco. The album produced 5 #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. California Girls Teenage Dream, Firework, T. Last Friday Night, TGIF. This made Katy the first woman in history and only the second artist ever after Michael Jackson to achieve this feat from a single album. Think about that. Not Beyonce, not Madonna, not Taylor Swift. Katy Perry got her music wasn't just on the radio, it was the radio. From shopping malls to amusement parks to ringtone charts, her sound was everywhere. She was the definition of mainstream success. And it wasn't just the music Katy Perry built a brand. She turned Republic image into a living cartoon. Bright wigs, cupcake brass, whipped cream cannons, lollipop fantasies. It was all bubblegum. Rebellion and the world ate it up. On stage, she was a character. Off stage, she was a marketing powerhouse. Brand endorsements, fragrances, magazine covers, cameos on The Simpsons, How I Met Your Mother, and Sesame Street. By 2011. She launched the California Dreams Tour, earning nearly $60 million globally. She was pop's newest supernova. And the industry knew it. In 2012, Billboard named her Woman of the Year. Feminists praised her as a modern girl boss, a woman confidently owning her sexuality and her success. But underneath all the wigs and candy-colored costumes, something darker was forming. The cracks were subtle at first, but they were there because as Teenage Dream kept rising, so did the expectations. How do you follow up perfection? Katy tried. She released Prism in 2013, an album that leaned more into empowerment and personal growth than cheeky rebellion. Lead single, Roar, debuted at #1 and became one of her biggest hits to date. It was bold, catchy, and anthemic. Other songs like Dark Horse and Unconditionally also climbed the charts. She launched another massive tour, the Prismatic World Tour. It grossed nearly 4 times as much as the previous one. Then came the Super Bowl. In 2015, Katy Perry headlined the halftime show, performing for a record-breaking 180.5 million viewers, more than the game itself. She danced with sharks, rode a mechanical lion, blew the roof off the stadium. She had officially become a global icon. But here's the thing about reaching the top. There's nowhere left to go. Except down. And the industry, especially pop music, moves fast. New artists were emerging. Tastes were changing. Fans were growing up. Katy needed to evolve. And that's when she made a critical mistake. She tried to get serious. By the mid-2010s. Katy Perry had achieved everything a pop star could dream of. But behind the glitter, there was a looming shadow. One that was about to shake the entire industry and drag her reputation down with it. That shadow was Dr. Luke. The mega producer who co-wrote nearly all of Perry's biggest hits. I Kissed a Girl, California Girls, Teenage Dream, Last Friday Night, Roar, Dark Horse. He was the architect of the Katy Perry sound, but in 2014, Kesha, another pop star under Dr. Luke's production, filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse spanning over a decade. The music industry exploded. Artists from all corners of pop culture rallied behind the hashtag #FreeKESJ, demanding justice and calling for Dr. Luke to be blacklisted from the industry. Everyone wanted to know, where does Katy Perry stand? She said, nothing got radio silence, no public support, no tweet, no statement. People were stunned. How could one of pop's loudest voices go completely quiet? Years later, court documents revealed that Kesha had allegedly told Lady Gaga that Dr. Luke had also assaulted